Welcome to Lance Riggen's Money Mindset, the show where wealth is built with strategy, freedom is created with intention, and legacy starts with the decisions you make today. Hosted by Lance Riggen, this podcast dives into real conversations about investing, entrepreneurship, real estate, mindset, and building a life on your terms. If you're ready to think bigger, move smarter, and take control of your financial future, then you're in the right place. This is Lance Riggen's Money Mindset. Let's get into it. Tonight, we're really looking for people who want a bird dog and also other buyers, right? People who are looking to transition into single family, from single family into RV parks as well. And I know a lot of you are probably newer and or transitioning or looking for deals, right, for bird dogging. So tonight we're going to kind of go into some of that. I'm going to bring my wife in as well. We had and we're invited to a little party earlier with some friends for their 5-year anniversary. Our local title company here, Terry Title. Yeah, we do all our meetups there, and almost 2 years now. They've hosted them. They buy food and drinks, so really, really cool. I always like to support them. So, anyways, let's get rocking and rolling, guys. My wife and I have been investing for over 12 years now, probably 13 years. Started off flipping houses. We had a full-time business, and we started flipping houses on the side, and decided to go all in. A few years ago, joined Sub 2 and Gator. We're what you call OGs now, right? Sub 2 Gator with Pace Morby, and we decided to just rock and roll. I did, actually. I dragged her along for the ride. She's been dragged through many of opportunities throughout the years that I've latched onto. And so she is the backbone of the business. I'm the visionary. She's the integrator. We work really well together. We'll probably start doing more Zooms on couples in business too, because I think it's really cool to do. But we each stay in our lane. I got it. We know our lanes. I know, I'm used to this. It's okay. Yeah, I love you. So we know what we're good at. We know what our strengths are, and we basically stay in our own lanes. Okay, it's really important if you're a couple out there. So she basically does a lot of the back office. I'm out there hunting deals. I'm the face of the business, even though she's much better looking than me, obviously. I'm the face of the business. I do the marketing, the branding, all the social media stuff, as most of you know. And she does a lot of the back office. She works with title. She does a lot of the TC work on our deals. She does the post-close. She'll work with lenders, all that kind of stuff. So I do the front end, right? And raise the funds and things like that. So it's important that you know your roles in your team. If you're building a team, if you have a partner, you got to have really clear defined roles. Just wanted to get that out of the way. For whatever reason, I felt led to that. So guys, who here, give me a 1 in the chat if you are a bird dog. Give me a 2 in the chat if you want to buy RV parks and you have previous real estate experience. 2 in the chat if you have previous experience in real estate investing and you want to pivot to buying RV parks. Dustin. Cool. Bird doggers, love it. Sweet. All right. Amazing. Got it. Sweet, guys. So we have one but want to be a 2. Okay. Yes. Fair enough. So guys, we have been we've owned and operated. So like I said, let me just back up. We have been investing for about 12 years, started fix and flip, transitioned when we joined Pace's community into buy and hold. Everything we've done has been creative. Joe Lane, the tile guy. Everything we've done has been sub 2, seller finance, hybrid, or cash, right? Have we done any cash deals then? I don't think we have.
Well, I mean, hard money kind of counts as cash, but not
Yeah,
outright cash.
okay. So not much. So anyways, we have decided in September, October, to go all in on RV parks. We're not getting distracted anymore. And I got to speak on this for a minute, right? Because we have a hodgepodge portfolio. You look at my portfolio, it's not going to be like Abraham Gray, where he's just flipping houses, or his track record, right? You look at our track record, our portfolio, you're going to see duplexes, you're going to see sober living, you're going to see weird. Should I let that one in? Okay.
Just wait. Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead. So you're going to see wraparound mortgages. You're going to see some wholesale deals. You're going to see all kinds of co-living stuff, right? So we've done all kinds of different things, trying to find our way in the community. And my wife says I've had shiny object syndrome. I think it's more that I've tried a few things. We'll stick to something, we'll try it, and then it's like, this isn't quite, what I thought it would be, or it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, and we
Yeah.
pivot.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what we've done. I would highly recommend you stick with this if you're going to be bird dogging. I know, Joe, right? If you're going to be bird dogging for us and other folks, I would really, really stay focused on it for and commit to it for at least 3, 4, 5, 6 months. If you want to make money, you're not going to just get out there and find a few deals on Facebook, right? Or Crexy or LoopNet or RVParkstore.com and just throw them over to us and get paid. It's very unlikely that that's going to happen. I just want to be real with you guys. You're gonna have to put in some work. You're gonna have to put
Mhm.
in some time. You're gonna have to learn about RV parks. We want you to know what you're kind of asking for, right? So when you're talking to sellers and brokers, we want to make sure you're approaching them properly, saying the right things, and not getting too caught up in the thinking about the money. Okay. And I know everybody wants to make money. Obviously, that's why we're all here. But if you focus on the relationships and building relationships, right, and bringing value to others, that's what we've done.
Mhm.
That's how you're going to make money. It's the best way to do it. I'm telling you right now. So focus on the relationship and finding the pain, right? I mean, if anyone's here has been watching Pace's RV Park Zooms, Bird Dog Zooms, or if you've been in the Sub 2 community or watched the videos in the free community, it's all the same thing. We have learned a lot from Pace. We're going on 4 years in the community this October. We've learned a ton from Pace and a lot before that in business and with creative finance before we got into the community. Everything we've done pretty much has been creative, most of our career. So it's always been based on focused on relationship and finding the pain and figuring out a solution to alleviate the pain. Okay. And it's super important. And I know you've heard this a lot, but if you're not practicing it, you need to keep hearing it. Okay. Until I'm blue in the face, I'll tell you that. So guys, one of the big things is learning a buy box, understanding a buy box. Should we start with buy boxes
We
then?
should start with the buy box.
Yeah. Can we pull ours up by any chance? We don't have. So I would love to pull ours up if we could. You want to
I
just
don't know how to drop it in the chat from my
you can
phone.
just email it to me and I'll go pull it out.
Okay.
But sorry, we weren't that prepared today for I didn't plan on
I
pulling the
was
buy
gonna
box
ask
up.
Dustin if I could send it to him and
If
he
anyone
could.
here has my buy box, can you send it? Put it in the chat and I'll pull it up. I don't know if we can pull it up, but a buy box is really important. If you're working with a buyer who has a very vague buy box or wants to buy all over the country or they don't really know what they want, I would caution them, right? I would caution. It would be a cautionary flag for me. We are very dialed in. We know exactly what we want, and we're going to execute, right? We have a park already in Midland, Texas. We've underwritten hundreds of parks, over 200 parks in the last few months, right?
That's kind of
So
kind of big.
if you really want to get serious about buying a park or work with someone who's actually going to buy a park like us, you want to make sure that they what's the
That's ours.
oh, okay, here's our buy box. All right, so I'm just going to kind of go over that. You want to know what the target markets are. Excuse me. That's my business, right? Texas buy and hold 'em. This is our RV park. We have a cool, pretty flyer that you guys have seen. But Dustin actually started that. Thanks, Dustin. Started that flyer. I actually tweaked it a little bit, but our target markets are going to be Southern United States, Texas, Tennessee, Missouri, Sunbelt states, right? So we just put the Sunbelts in because these are our good markets, South Carolina, North Carolina. We're open to Florida, right? Even New Mexico, if it's a good deal. My wife doesn't like New Mexico. No offense to anyone here from New Mexico. But so we've got here the deal structure, right? We're looking for sub two or seller finance. No banks preferred. Let's see. Property criteria. We want 50 plus pads, RV or mobile home park. We're actually really just focused on RV parks, but I won't pass up a good mobile home park if it's a really good deal. Value add opportunity required, meaning, right? What does that mean, value add? It means we can do utility buildbacks. We can increase rents. We can clean up the park. We can increase occupancy.
Mhm.
We can add amenities, right, to increase the NOI. such as like for RV parks, like Michelle Bisson, RV or golf carts. You can add ice machines in, vending machines. You can build a store. This park in Tennessee that we're under contract on right now has this like game room. It's kind of weird, right? 77 pads, I think. It's this really beautiful park, fishing pond. It's got a little petting zoo. They've got this kind of store, but kind of game room thing. It's like a handful of items on a couple walls, some pinball machines, and a pool table. And I go, man, if this was a full store, we could make a lot, we could increase the profits on this thing quite a bit. So those types of things, right? Coin operated laundry, showers, things like that. Okay. Purchase price, $1.5 to $3 million. We're pretty solid on that. Will we go above that? Yeah. Will we go below if it's a cash deal? Yep, we will. But that's what I want. That's my main target, right? So that's what we're going to focus on. Let's see. Oh yeah, located near 100,000 population. Strong workforce demand, right? And or strong workforce demand. So we want to be less than an hour away from a major metro area, right? Or at least something like Tyler that has 100,000, or it's going to be a strong workforce demand. Like today, I just found out in Lake Palestine, Palestine, Texas. If you guys are looking for us, look in Palestine, okay? I just found out today from another RV park owner who has a property in Palestine that there's going to be a $16 billion with a B, $16 billion natural gas pipeline plant being built in Palestine, Texas. You hear that, Dustin? 16 billion. That's a with a B. That's a lot, huge opportunity for us to build or not build, but buy RV parks in the Palestine area and increase the value, bring in tiny homes, bring in container homes. That's our plan for those transient workers, right? And we're going to increase the NOI by 3, 4 times, 4X. It's insane what you can do in a short period of time. So we want a growth rate. Did you want to hop in?
I just want to let them in.
Oh, let someone in. I gave you the co-host one. Okay.
Find it.
Well,
It's okay.
okay, honey. No. Okay, growth rate. Ow. Ow. Those nails are sharp.
Just
Okay.
look at
Growth rate 0.7% or greater. Okay. What that means is we want, 0.75%, right? Or more. So we want if it's 1, 2, 3% growth rate, awesome, right? We want to buy in areas that are growing in population, not decreasing. We don't want decline. That is a big red flag and a no-no. Okay. These are things that a lot of people who are inexperienced don't think about. Ask me how I know, right? A lot of these things here we learned the hard way. Okay. Our very first sub two deal we bought in a declining market. Oops. It was one thing that we missed. So there's a reason why we have a solid buy box here. Preferred features, utility build-back system in place or potential, like I touched on already. Extra acreage for expansion or storage. That is a big one for us. That is something that's almost a must for us at this point. We want to be able to grow the park, okay? Build out more sites down the road, like phase 3, phase 4. Okay, transcribe, great. So it's almost a must at this point. I want the extra expansion space because I've got guys like Dustin who want to partner with us and build out RV parks. And I've got also guys like Duran Levy who wants to build out RV parks this year. So let's see. For storage, amenity or common area, add potential, right? Dog parks. I wouldn't really say pool, but barbecue areas. What else would be cool amenities, huh?
Oh, a bowling
Bathhouses.
area. If you
Yeah.
want a playground, if you're gonna have,
Yeah. Little
people who
playground.
are
Yeah.
coming with kids,
Hmm.
any sort of kayak rentals
Right.
or
If there's
golf
water.
cart rentals. Um, there's a lot of different things that you could add to a park.
Hmm.
It just depends.
Well, we're talking the common areas, so
Mhm.
like that would be yeah, cool stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
zoning. Oh, there's my buy box. Thank you, Christina. It was awesome of you. Zoning or ability to allow box homes, right? So zoning is one thing people don't think about. They just buy a park and they think, oh, we're just gonna throw a bunch of tiny homes in there. You got to make sure it's zoned for the tiny homes, zoned for the ADUs or zoned for the container homes. That's really, really important. We talk about this with brokers and sellers all the time, things like this up front. Um, and actually, we should probably get a checklist. I mean, this is kind of a checklist, so we don't really need one, but we could probably build one. But ideal locations, close proximity to workforce housing, industrial areas, or growing suburbs. That's funny because I feel like we kind of touched on that already. Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyways, guys, I'm going to share the screen real quick so you can kind of see our buy box. So this is a fun caricature. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Okay, cool. So look at this character. Isn't that fun? Okay. Oh, sorry. So yeah, Dustin actually started this, and I just kind of tweaked it and elaborated. Look at that. That's a real photo of us, and it is almost real, right? Some of them are very cartoony. I love how this one is actually pretty realistic. This is a photo that we actually took at a campground. But see how cool this is? It's very simple. We don't need to overdo it. Um, hmm, mhm. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you, right? It's very clean, it's simple. We've got all the stuff that we need on here. But if you're looking to buy parks, I would build something. It doesn't have to be
Mhm.
cute with a cute little squirrel by the campfire, but it's helpful. So, anyways, guys, let's see. Yes, thank you for that side by sides. Yeah, side by sides. There you go, Joe. Let's see. Any questions so far, guys? Do you have a list of the parks you've already underwritten and rejected so we don't waste our time looking? Oh,
That's a good question. I would like to compile one because if somebody sends me Edna one more time, I will lose my
do not send us
ever-so
Edna. Edna
it's
is not a good
it's
park.
down in the, south
It's
end of Texas and it's completely vacant. Please mark
not only
Edna on your
that, not
list.
only that, but there's some legal issues going on with the deceased previous owner and the new
And boundary lines, and it's just
yeah.
a mess. It's a
There's an old
complete
restaurant on
mess.
there. Yeah, it's not something that we're looking at. Pickleball, there you go.
And Lance, I do
Okay.
have a question.
What's that?
Can you hear me? The when you say utility bill back system in place or potential to add, how would we
Oh, who is
know
it?
if it has
Oh,
the
can you hold on
It's
a sec?
Sherry.
Who's Oh,
I'm
Sari. Hi,
sorry.
thank you, Sari. Let me just I couldn't find you. Yeah, let me
Sorry.
pin you. There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Hi,
Um,
Sherry.
oops, my camera just decided to fall off the
Look like
screen.
you're in an RV as we speak. How cool.
I am in an RV. Yeah, I actually have lived in two RV parks in California so far. One
Nice.
in one in Pacifica, and right now we're at Half Moon Bay. So, but yeah, really
Oh,
cool that
cool.
yeah, just really, really fun.
We stayed at a Half
But
Moon Bay in Oregon for salmon fishing for years, off and on.
oh, that's funny. So, how do we know if it's has the potential to have bill back? Why would it not have the potential?
If they haven't implemented it already, then it has the potential
Mhm.
Okay,
if it's master metered right now, then it has the potential to be sub metered.
okay,
Um, some parks, transient parks typically don't bill back to tenants because, they're staying for a week at a time. It's probably built in. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you would know if they've added RUBS, which is the resident utility billing system, and it's typically
okay.
for longer term parks where they've already implemented it.
And are you guys looking more for long-term parks versus transient?
We are working. We're looking mostly for workforce in those areas that they're building those pipelines and those crypto mining factories and things like that because there's a huge upside for those parks for workers right now for the
Yes.
next 5 years. So
Semi long
that's
term.
and you can also a fun fact that a lot of people don't know is if you bring in container homes or tiny homes, those can actually be those are actually can be HUD certified, like certified to rent out Section 8. A lot of people don't know
Okay.
that. So it's pretty cool, right? So we would be okay with some long term also, for sure. I think the play really is affordable housing right here and transient workers, right? So once the transient part is done, you can convert to long term, pretty easily. And the
Yes.
value. So when you bring in the tiny homes and the container homes, like the value it's crazy how much. Like for example, I was talking to a gentleman today who has a park over here in Palestine that I passed on, funny enough. It was just too much work for me. They have deep pockets and we bring in the money, so him and his crew were like, oh, they fund deals, they're private money guys and they wanted to get into RV parks. But they bought this park, and it's like 10 acres. And he's bringing in these container homes for about $36,000 a piece. And they're about, I think, 300 square feet in total. But they're built out, right? And they have siding on them. It doesn't look like a container. They have windows cut out, right? A door cut out. They're really, really cool. And they are basically, storm and wind resistant proof. But the cool thing is, when you go to refinance, the bank will put an evaluation of about 130 to $150,000 on each one of those. So think about the refinance value, right? That's something a lot of people don't really quite get. And so we've done a lot of research on this in the last 6 months. So tons of value there. I want to answer a question. If Christina, if you don't want to hop on, would you buy RV parks in a flood zone? Not necessarily, unless like this park in Tennessee is in a flood zone, right? 100-year flood zone. But he has built it all up out of the flood zone. So technically it's not, it's not going to get flooded because he built it up, I don't know, like 5 or 6 inches. I can't remember what, maybe even more than that. But I would look at it in like they call it 100-year floodplain, basically, right? Is that what you're talking about, Christina? Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, you can hop up here.
And then are you okay with, I had another question there, other
Yeah.
types of financing besides creative?
Oh yeah, so only if it's a Morby method, right? So if they
Okay.
want a large down payment, I don't want to go all in. No, I'm not going to do that. I want to do all creative. That's just
Yeah,
how we build our business. That's how we train and teach.
Mhm.
right.
So if they're, for example, they want a large down payment up to 50%, absolutely we would do it an SBA or DSCR or conventional with a small bank, and then bring in a lender to fund the down payment,
Okay.
or we
How
would do
about
the
for
seller
like
carryback rather for the other.
NOI? Do you have like a minimum NOI or cap rate?
Yeah, it's on the buy box in the chat too. If you want to grab it, 100,000. I would like to see a little bit more, but 100,000 on properties that need value add that are lower tenancy, 40,
Oh yeah.
50%. Yeah. Was that it? Anything else? Good
So
question.
cap
Great
rate,
question.
what did you say about cap rate?
I didn't say anything about cap rate because
Oh,
here's the
okay.
thing, right? A cap rate, if it's a true cap rate, I'll
Right.
let my wife talk on that, but the cap rates are never accurate, so.
True.
I
That's why
don't
some of
go
my
based
investors,
on yeah, they say the cap rate, but when you do the underwriting, you go, that cap rate's BS. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's tied to the NOI. That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
Exactly.
That's why
one
I
of
don't
my
ask for a
investors
cap rate.
prefer.
Yeah, we'll just do the underwriting. We'll analyze it if it looks like it's a good deal, if it's got acreage or if it's got if it's close to workforce housing, we'll take a good look at it. But I don't like cap rates are great if they're accurate, right? But most
Right.
of the time they're not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because
uh,
it's tied to the NOI and people can
yeah,
fit
exactly.
their expenses. So
Well, yeah, and as you probably already know, most of these sellers and brokers are selling based on a projection, based on
pro forma.
a performa. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not real numbers. It's like, oh, we're selling it for this number that you can build, out and put all the work and blood,
yeah,
sweat, and tears in, but we want the profits from it. Like, no, don't think so.
Yeah.
So,
Pay tomorrow's prices
yeah,
today.
pay
yeah,
tomorrow's prices today.
yeah.
Yeah, you get that a lot, right? I know everybody here has already been experiencing that. No, great questions,
Yeah.
Christina.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Let me just roll through here. 130 to 150 on tiny homes. Yes. Well, yeah, it just depends on the make, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, that's about what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
That's what the bank will value it at. Honey, go ahead. You hop in here. Anyone else have any questions before we move on?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Kathleen,
Did you see what I sent you?
I
Or
have
the
not.
Was
costing?
it emailed?
Yes, it was.
No. I
And,
apologize.
and,
Today I
and
was not in my emails at all if it didn't have to do with the loan I'm trying to get on the park.
Mm-hmm.
well, it happens. So
Yes.
I called them and I offered them like they wanted $799,900, almost $1 million. And I said, you know what?
That's
It's
funny.
not, yeah, I said, it's not even worth that much because I can find some other property that is worth at least half of that
Yeah.
without being discounted. And but I make him an offer today. I asked to give you 700K for the down payment if you'll finance the rest. And so I'm still waiting for my answer.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
All right. That's a lot
Did you
down.
did you give them any terms?
I have not given him any turns. He's still thinking about it. He's still turning. I tried to ask him. I tried to talk to him and the real estate agent. Well, that's what I'm for. I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the seller. I didn't say that, but I was a little annoyed by it. But anyway, so yeah, he's like, well,
Okay.
just whatever. This real estate agent, my dad and her were best friends. Anyways, whatever.
Sure.
And
Okay. Well,
so
hey, Kathy, let's talk offline about this. Well, Kathy, I'll just let everyone know Kathy is trying to put a crew and a team together to build out a really cool what is it, Kathy? Like a
it's a farm, but it also has other businesses on it, like an RV park, Airbnb. It has a wedding slash concert slash event venue, and it has a pet care business on it. And those are the businesses that will do quite well as far as revenue generating. Because really, I need to keep this in the black because I need to have
it
it.
already has that, the property already has that, or that's stuff you want to do.
That's stuff I wanted put on there. It will go in phases. It won't go all at once,
That's cool.
obviously. But
I love it.
I would make sure I would deal with the multifamily, and if you guys could do the park, and we could work symbiotically together, and I eventually would like to just buy it back from you. That's what I really
Yeah,
like to
let's
do.
talk. Let's
Yeah,
definitely talk tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so
What
much. You
time?
want to stick with the subject? I don't know. Let's
Text you.
yeah, just text us, please.
Of our
Okay.
schedule.
Kathy's in our local
Okay.
market, kind of neighbors.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So guys, let's get back on track here. Let's see. I want to talk about the approach, right? This is something I see a lot of people doing wrong. And if you guys see the posts out there from brokers and sellers, like who's seen it? Give me one in the chat if you've seen it. Oh, please, no bird dogs, right? Direct to seller or buyer only. If you're in Pace's group, great. I think a lot of us, you're great, but please don't approach us unless you're a buyer. How many of you seen that? Right? We've seen a lot of that stuff recently. So what I want you to do, if you're working with us, right, get in contact with us, shoot me a DM. My phone number is right here. That my CRM line is the 903 number. I respond better to in the private messages though. But you can just let us know if you want a bird dog for us, and we will let you know what we're willing to offer you. We can talk about it tonight too, but and what the potential could be, right? Because it's going to start off at about $2,500 finder's fee with us. And I've had people say, "Oh, well, Pace is offering 10,000. Cool, give Pace a deal. Good luck." Right? Pace wants to see $10,000 a month in pure net profit, not NOI, pure profit. It's going to be really hard to find Pace deals, and I applaud you if you can find one. If you can find a deal that Pace would want, I will give you 10,000 if it makes $10,000 a month in net. I will pay you 10,000 for that.
Yeah.
But the parts we're looking for aren't that sweet and juicy. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to respond real quick to Christopher's question. Christopher says, question from a new bird dog. I have talked to several brokers, and the first question most of them ask is, am I part of Pace Morby's sub 2? I, of course, answered yes. And long story short, I spent about an hour talking with her, thought I overcame objections. And she has not gotten back to you yet. So,
well, I was just about to talk on this exact subject.
Okay.
Well, I was already starting to talk on this. Would you like to start?
No, I can follow up.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just talking about this. It's funny as he posted that. So that's one of the problems, right? You don't want to just say, "Oh, I'm bird dogging deals." Oh, hey, I'm finding deals. The best thing to do is say that you're on an acquisition team for an RV park buyer, right? A company that buys RV parks, and that's the truth. Okay, you are on our acquisition. If you're finding deals for us, you're on our acquisitions team. Okay, that's all you need to say. I'm on the acquisitions team for our buyer. Okay, it's a good way to get around that. You don't have to tell them what the company name is, really. I mean, if they ask, it's Texas Buy and Hold 'em. It's right on my flyer. But anyways, yeah. So you really shouldn't have to go that deep with them. If you can get if you can get past them, right? That's really all you need to do. Let's see. What is that? All right. Sorry.
Who's the note
Just
taker?
seeing who's here. Okay, guys. Oh yeah, the note takers start dropping off like flies. Anyway, so basically what we want you to do is find the pain, find the bunnies, right? Try and work the broker or direct to seller. If you guys can go drive around your areas, if you're in these areas that we want to buy, go take a road trip, take a Saturday and drive out to some of these parks and see if you can't get a hold of the owner, skip trace the owner. If you don't know how to skip trace, let us know. But if you find some parks that are 50 plus pads that have room for growth, and you know that the owner has owned it for 10 years or plus, or they're old, or start talking about it, start putting the feelers out there, because I would love off market deals. You're gonna bring a lot more value if you bring me a direct seller than a broker, because the broker's going to get commissions and fees, and they kind of guard you from the sellers. And I need to talk to the seller at some point. A lot of brokers understand that, they understand the value of relationships, and they'll put us in contact with the sellers. But usually not out the gate, right? We explain to them what we want to do, and then we get to the seller at some point after a handful of conversations, typically. But if we can go direct to a seller, always preferred. Okay. So if you guys are out there and if you've got RV parks in your area, or if you know of someone who might be selling one, those are the ones that are like a really, really big value add. So some of the questions you want to ask is you're gonna find out. You don't come out the gate say, "Oh, are you open to creative finance? Oh, are you open to sub two?" Or that's horrible. If you've been watching any of the Zooms, you're doing it all wrong. You've got to take notes in these Zooms. Don't just come to these Zooms and sit here and go, "Oh, okay, let me go pull some deals off Facebook." And I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. You're not going to get paid that way. Okay. If you're just like, "Hey, Lance, here's a deal that I found right off of Facebook," or hey, here's a deal, and just send me the link. That's not how you get paid. You've got to be a liaison, basically, a go-between, right? And get us the information we need. Set up Zooms with the brokers or the sellers, right? You want to get me as much information as you can. Find out as much about the park as you can. Hey, so here's what I found out. The sellers, their daughter, got sick, or hey, they retired, or there was a divorce, or there was a death in the family. The kids inherited the park and they don't want to do it. They don't know what to do. Those types of things, right?
Kevin.
Kevin. So, but is this making sense to you guys? Am I making sense here? But I just want to be real brutally honest with you, because you're not going to get anywhere with these people if you don't know how to handle them. Okay. So you've got to be able to talk to them as a buyer, as an acquisitions person on the team. Okay. Is that making sense? Honey, did you want to speak into that at all?
Oh, as the acquisitions person, I would love to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I've done most of our he's in trouble.
Oh man.
I've done most of the acquisitions for our park, for our personal homes, our last two personal homes, and then some of our other properties.
Yeah.
So what I would encourage everybody to do is if you're bird dogging, get a few buyers that you're looking for. If it's just Lance and I, that's great. If it's a handful of people, really dial in their buy boxes so that and when the agent asks, I love this community. I'm always very proud to be part of sub 2, but there are literally thousands of people calling these agents multiple times a day on multiple parks, because a lot of people are looking for the same thing, a deal for pace, a deal for pace. They are bombarded,
Right.
and it is driving them nuts. So
Yeah.
if you have a handful of buyers and you're like, look, I work with a couple, small family owned businesses, or whoever you're doing acquisitions for, it's going to come across a lot better. You're not lying. You are just telling them who you're actually working for. And doesn't matter what community they're in. So, kind of bring it down to a personal scale, because the last thing they want to hear is that you're just out here flailing. And then, talk to the agent about your buyer's buy boxes. Just keep it real with them. These are humans at the other end of the phone. They want to know a little bit about you. You're doing acquisitions. Hey, this is a team. I'm kind of new for them, but I know that this is what they're looking for. What can you tell me about the park? What can you tell me about the area? I still work towards our own acquisitions, although we have a lot of bird dogs sending us deals. I just got off the phone with an agent earlier today, where I gave him, kind of a Dun and Bradstreet that he had not asked for. So he was forced to sit through and listen to it. And, I do have the experience, and I am the direct buyer. So the conversation does flow a little bit different. But these were similar conversations that I was having before I owned a park, when I finally was able to find a seller, and I was like, look, this is what I'm looking for. I need you to send me the financials. I need to, they want to hear that somebody's interested in their park. Ask them good questions, not just, like Lance said, seller financing or this. What could be done to the park? Is there any growth happening in the area? Take a genuine interest in the park, and you're really going to dial in for your sellers, or sorry, for your buyers. And that's one of the ways where you can really add value. I have a couple of people who are just, copying Crexy links and emailing them to me each day.
Dude.
And Lance had to be like, hey, these aren't fitting my buy box. Please refine that. I appreciate, those few moments somebody's thinking of us, but it clogs up my email, and it takes me a lot of time. If it does look like something that's remotely in my buy box, then I got to dig through it. And then I'm like, oh, this doesn't hit this, this, and this. So if you do a little bit more digging, you're going to bring value to your buyers exponentially, doing some napkin analysis. Gosh, guys, you need to double check the math, because AI can be a dirty little liar, but you can upload an OM into AI and tell it to do an analysis on the park. It's like 3 minutes. It's going to be like, oh, this park is garbage, throw it in the trash. Or, oh, this park,
right.
It will literally tell you those things. I've been using Claude for the last 2 weeks, and I went through 20 minutes of banter back and forth with AI, and I was like, this is what I'm looking for. And the slide I did last week, it runs triage. It says, hey, I literally don't type anything. I upload the OM, or, the information from the email that I get that has NOI, park size, where it's at, and purchase price. And it's going to give me a quick napkin on if it's going to be worth my time to dig into it, because I do still have to actually underwrite my deals, but I don't want to underwrite everything coming into my email. I want to be able to sort through it quickly and get on to the next one. So if you can save me that step, if you can get the financials, if you can start talking with the agent about, hey, has there been any offers? Is there any flexibility? I asked the broker today.
Honey, pause real quick. You got to remember, these guys are really new.
Okay.
So what is an OM?
An offering memorandum. If you guys are on correct.
Thanks, Ronald.
Yeah, apologies. If you guys
Tammy
are on any of the commercial websites, it's going to say view OM. That's basically the flyer that the broker has put together for the commercial property. And you can just download it. Sometimes they make you sign something, but it gives an overview.
Yeah, NDAs, like these types of things, right? We don't care, right? We'll sign an NDA.
Yeah.
Most likely, we're not going to show proof of funds. That's kind of a BS. If it's a really good park, we can. But if someone says, "Oh, I need to see proof of funds of that before I send you anything," you go,
no.
See ya. Good luck selling this park. That's why it's been on the market for 500 days. But they've got to be willing to talk to you. You know what I mean? If you're legit and you're saying, "Hey, I'm on the acquisitions team for Texas buy and hold 'em," whatever. You don't even have to say the name again. You just say, "I'm on an acquisitions team for some serious buyers that already own a lot of real estate," and that's the truth. So. We do own a park, and we're going to own another park, hopefully within the next 60 days or so. So, but yeah, like that's the big thing, right? Is building rapport, getting the information, do the chat, whatever. Like she said, right? Don't just send us links. If you want to really add value and yeah, have a chance of getting a nice chunk of change up front, maybe a little bit of equity, right? It's going to be the equity is a long shot, but it's possible. Okay, you're gonna have to prove to me that you really want it. Like we bust our ass looking at parks and marketing and doing these zooms and just trainings and reaching out to tons of people. We expect you to put in some work, if you want to get paid. It's not going to be like a copy paste. Hey, good luck, right? Hey, I found a park. So I just really want to drive that home. We've had so many people do that, and I get it, right? That's why we're doing this training. We want to make sure you're educated and you know what you're doing and what you're looking for. We are buying parks. We are serious. I've had just since Squad Up Summit, I've had 3 people come to me say, Lance, I want to, partner with you, Lance. I'll be a capital partner with you, Lance. I want to fund deals with you. Literally, just talked to a guy today. It's because we're taking action. We're rocking and rolling this thing. We're serious, right?
Yeah.
It's not a question. I don't question myself. I'm not saying, oh, I hope I can get 4 RV parks this year. Have you heard me say that one time? No, I'm telling you, I'm buying 4 RV parks this year. That's what I'm doing. Okay. My mind is set. I'm putting that into action. I'm speaking and I'm thinking 4 RV parks this year. And I know it's going to come to fruition because we're putting in the work. It doesn't just magically appear and fall on my lap. So, so basically, yeah, it's really important to build rapport with these people. Find out a little bit about them. Ask them how long they've been a broker or how long have you owned the park, right? Find out. If you can, why they're selling. That's a really important piece to this. Find out why they're selling. Do not ask if they're open to creative finance. Do not ask if they're open to subject to. Don't say anything about that. It's not your job. That's not what you're doing. You're only building some rapport and you're gathering information. That is all you're doing. We will be the ones to ask them if they're open to it once we feel that the pain is there and the pain is strong enough to move on that. Okay. So very, very important. I think I still have people today. Well, and I've coached some students, right? And they make mistakes. People make mistakes. I do it. We've done it. We've all done it. You never come out the gate and mention creative finance or subject to. It freaks people out, especially if they don't know what it is or if they had a bad experience. Got to build the rapport piece first. Got to show them that we're serious buyers first. And then once we kind of build some relationship with them, find out what the pain points are, then we can find those things out later. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? So important. So important. Okay. Any questions so far? Let's see. Yes, this recording will be available. Honey, did we get the other one out?
I did.
I need to get it on our Facebook page.
Till yesterday, so apologies for anyone who was waiting for it, but it did go out.
Yes, let's go, Riggens. Riggens is all right. Cool. Yes. So, guys, let's see. Any other questions so far? Does anyone have any parks they're looking at right now? Anyone have any? Who's bird dogging already? Anyone here bird dogging already? Tammy, nice. Kathy, Christina, all right. Kevin, you're bird dogging right now. Nice, amazing, nice. Kevin, we have 2 Kevins. Both Kevins are. Cool.
Kevin B.
All right. What else did we want to discuss, hon? The information part is big.
There we go.
Going back and forth. So let's talk more about the information.
Okay, like on what data to collect and stuff?
Yeah, what data to collect, right? Yeah, I'll let you talk on that because you do most of that, the underwriting back office.
Yeah. So when I look at a park, I kind of go through the 3 different stages. I want to first, look at what area it's in. See if it hits, our 100,000 population. I want to make sure,
sorry.
I want to make sure that it is growing. That's a thriving population. Was 0.7 is the growth minimum. It's a big plus, and it's specifically what we're looking for. If there's big developments going in, there's natural gas pipelines kind of going all in the central southern regions, Louisiana, across Texas. So there's a lot of pipelines spanning the state from a latitude and longitude I don't know how else to explain it, but it goes all the way up, I think, through Arkansas. So there's a lot of opportunity there. One going through Dallas, I think, right near Dallas, or you said Palestine.
Palestine,
Palestine. So we're looking for that.
East
And then
Texas.
that's like the first layer. Now it has to get past the second, does does it underwrite, where it's at for the purchase price?
Mm-hmm.
What's it making right now? Can I make an offer that is reasonable? Does it need to go DSCR? I usually underwrite 2 or 3 different ways. Like maybe it's a little bit of extra work, but I know right out the gate, what offers I can offer. And then I need to know if I can do value add to it. Like that's great if it's a good stable park, but if I can't increase it, like I stop it at my second, layer of valuation. Like if it's, kind of holding, but there's no room for expansion, well, how am I going to increase my equity
Right.
on a short-term play? Because that's kind of what Lance and I want to do. I want to add $500,000 in equity to this park in 3 years and refinance any lenders or partners out that I can and maybe get a little chunk for myself.
$500,000, more like 2 million. That's
It
1.5 million.
Lance
Yeah.
Lance loves fluffy
We got to go
numbers.
big, baby.
Lance
We
likes
want to be
fluffy.
free.
Yes.
Okay.
I want that too. I also.
But I wanted to touch on that. So we will look at parks that don't have additional acreage if it's like 50, 60 pads and it's maybe under rented or if there's more occupancy or vacancy. We'll definitely look at those, especially if it's near workforce housing and you can show me, hey, Lance, I looked this up with AI and it said that there, you know what I mean? You don't have it's not like a ton of work.
Yeah.
Just bring me the information. Lance, there's workforce housing within 30 minutes, within 20 miles of this place. Like those are the things we want to know.
Yeah.
And has anyone here put a 1 in the chat? Actually, not I was gonna ask you to raise your hand. Put a 1 in the chat if you know how to analyze a park for us at this point. 1 in the chat if you know how to analyze a park for us, for the Riggins. Yeah.
Yes, Kevin does.
Who else? 1 in the chat. 2 if you don't know how to analyze a park for the Riggins right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't know how to analyze a park. Okay. Okay, 2 in the chat if you don't know how to analyze a park for us. Okay, well, we just taught you how to analyze a park for us, guys. So you all know how to analyze a park for us. All you got to do, if you have my buy box and the buy box meets the criteria that we're asking for, you just analyze the park for me, okay? Yeah, everyone give yourself a high five. High fives. Boom, boom. Okay. That was a little trick. I played a trick on you, but that's all it is. That's all you have to do to analyze. Okay, guys? Does that make sense? You're not underwriting. You're just analyzing. That's all you do. I'm good at analyzing. That's what I do. I don't underwrite. I hate underwriting. She underwrites parks. Our underwriter that we have on our team underwrites parks. Okay. I can analyze a deal. I go, hey, does this fit my criteria, my buy box? If it does, cool. Then I pass it to her, pass it to the team. Okay. But analyzing a park, if you have the buy box, that's all it is. So yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to know how to underwrite yet. As long as you know how to analyze, that's it, right? If you guys, anyone here looking into buying a park or wants to be partners or you have capital you want to deploy in a park, something like that, let us know. We would be happy to talk to you. At this point, if there's any other questions, I know, right? Tina, you like that? I know. Gotcha.
Are you guys open to either city sewer or septic? Does it matter?
Yeah, no,
Either?
we don't want the lagoon, no lagoon septic systems.
No cesspool, but
well, there's no cesspool here in the States.
Oh, that's right. That's a
Hawaii
term.
We're talking to we got one of my students actually that we've been working with wants to buy in Hawaii, and it's a set. Anyone? Yeah, I've never heard of a cesspool.
Yeah. City utilities are amazing. Most of the parks that we look at are septic, so it's not a big deal.
We want to make sure the septic systems have been updated and there's records of updated septic systems and pumps, though, because we spent $30,000 on septics and pumps on our first park, and that was not fun.
Because the seller would only pump them when they overflowed into his tenants' homes.
Yeah, there was pipes breaking and it was not good.
He was a slumlord.
Wow.
Yeah, not good. Not fun. No, it doesn't bother us at all. Floodplains, like I said, on a case by case, study. If it was built up, yeah, I'd be interested in it. I'd need to know that it was built up, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, a clean out would be nice so that we don't have to
So
honey pot it.
yeah, you basically it's full hookups, right? If you got it, all you got to do is ask is it full hookup.
Mhm.
If it's got a clean out, usually if they say there's a clean out, there's one clean out in the front of the park. So the terminology, right, you want to use is full hookups, right? So water, septic, and water, septic, and sewage. No, water, sewage.
Electric?
Is water septic
Yeah,
electric?
sorry.
Thank you.
Electric?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, anyways.
So I would encourage you guys, to use AI, just bantering back and forth with it. Like I said, it's never going to be good as a human. It's never going to do the final analysis for you, which technically is what I'm doing when you're like, hey, this is good enough. It is a huge time saver. And just in what I've personally seen over the last 2 years using AI, just in typing stuff up, like, hey, I need you to type up this LOI, here's the details of it, to now I'm doing much deeper analysis with AI on a daily basis. It's a huge time saver. I won't put my tinfoil hat on about AI because I can't beat it, so I have to join it. So just, but it's really great. It can give you crime statistics. It can give you population growth. It can give you median household income. It can give you all of that in like 3 seconds. And if you're trying to send good parks to a few different buyers, I want to be able to, have you guys be the best that you can be and utilize your time. The last thing I want is you guys looking at parks for 8 hours a day and only finding one gem. This is a way that you guys can sort through 15 or 20 parks in a day and hopefully, find a couple nuggets to send out to people. Hey, this is what you're looking for. Here's what I found on it.
Yeah. I love how Joe asks to get as much personal info as possible. No, you're not going for personal information. You're just going to build a little bit of rapport for like 5 minutes, man. You're going to ask him how long is the current owner owned the park? You're going to ask the broker, how long have you been doing this? Do you broker RV parks? Just simple stuff, just to get to know them. And if you're smart, actually, something you can do is Google them or look them up on Facebook and see what they're about, right? And then you can build a little rapport that way. Oh, hey, because they're going to feel like, oh, hey, he took time out of his day to look me up and to kind of, I call Facebook stalking, right? But that's a good way to build some simple rapport. Oh, hey, Ronald, I saw that you served in the military. Thank you for your service, man. I appreciate you fighting for our freedoms, things like that, right? That's going to, if Ronald served in the military, he's going to be like, hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Those little things are going to go a long ways. And it doesn't take a long time to build rapport, guys. Yeah. So before we can open up for Q&A, but I wanted to drop anyone here who's interested in buying parks, partnering us with parks, has capital to bring or strengths they can bring to the table. I wanted to extend a possibility for you to get on a Zoom with me. I am launching now. Some of you probably know, but I'm launching a coaching, an RV park coaching platform. It's going to be Legacy Builders RV Park Edition, right? It's going to be my second go. But we've learned a lot. We know a lot. We want to teach a handful of people, probably maybe 8 or 9 people at the most, who really, really want to get down and learn how to buy RV parks. It's going to be an 8-week course. If anyone here is interested, let me know. And I will get you the link. Honey, did you get me the link? I would like to put it in the chat.
Yep,
Could you just put it in the chat for me? Yeah. I'll get you a link to get on a one-on-one with me, but only if you're really serious on doing some actual coaching, So I want to bring value. I know, like I said, I'm on a mission this year, okay? I can get you on the same mission if you're interested. If you want to buy RV parks and you are ready for it. Not everyone here is ready, and I'm only going to be looking for people who are serious, who are committed, right? Who are coachable, Okay, like if you come to me and I'm your doctor and you have a broken arm, right? I don't want you arguing with me how to set your arm. I just want you, you need to just trust me and let me do my job. That's going to be kind of how it is. Like I'll give you the cut and short and skinny, okay? And I'll put you to work and I'll have you do the things that you need to do. Because at the end of the day, I only want to work with people who are really, really serious about doing this, not any tire kickers. Okay. So if that's you, you can go ahead and book a meeting with me in that link there. Okay, guys. Otherwise, let's do a Q&A.
Yep.
I'm going to be launching that too in about a week, so pretty soon. So I'll need to get on a call quickly with you, and if you don't see any times from now till I think Wednesdays when I'm trying to shooting to launch, if you don't see any times, let me know. I'll get on a call with you this weekend. Okay. Any more Q&A, guys? This is the time here. It's 8 o'clock. I want to respect everybody's time. And we've got almost the entire crew here still. I think everybody, actually, just a couple note takers fell off. So congratulations to everybody here who made it. Did anyone just come in late? We usually get like one or two people that come in that got the wrong time zone. I try and post like at least 3 time zones for people because almost every week I do this Zoom, someone comes in right at the end and I'm like, damn it. I just can't save everybody. But guys, love the energy here in this room. Let's see. Yeah, so anything else? It's on an app called Whisper. Yeah, so guys, it's pretty cool. We're going to yeah, there you go, Joe. I like that.
We might end up doing next week's from the park if we go out there that soon.
Tiana, she's like, I came in at 6, but it was at 7. That's great. Hey, good job though. You came early. That's funny. Anyone else want to unmute themselves and hop up here and do some, talk to us about parks? Got any questions?
Yeah, Lance, I just want to tell you guys thank you for doing all this. You coached me the last time around. This is Kevin Branscombe from up there.
Yes, sir.
But I just want to say you do a great job, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, Kevin.
I love you and Tammy.
Yeah, I love Kevin and Tammy. Got to hang out with them at Squad Up Summit for a while. That was pretty dope, man. Right? Got to introduce Kevin to some heavy hitters.
That was fun. It was a good time. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Kevin's one of the smartest people I've met. He's an engineer.
Kevin's smart.
Incredibly sharp.
Sharp cookie. Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover, guys. So
it doesn't look like it.
Right.
The cover is broken.
And you get the best haircut around. Look at that.
Absolutely. Lance look related, actually. You and Lance.
We do. We can be cousins or maybe even brothers, dude.
Better talk to our moms or something. Oh, just kidding.
My brother from the same father. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you let us know if you get some more deals too, man. Let's get you some freaking.
I got
multifamily.
I had a guy send me a whole bunch of RV park stuff that he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
This old fucker is like 75 and would not shut up. So he sent me a whole bunch of stuff.
Hey, that's a good sign. If they're just going on and if they're the seller or
it was fun. Trust me.
Let them talk.
He was cussing like a sailor. It was absolutely hilarious. And I'm at work trying to hide somewhere because he's loud. So I'm like worried about my phone going off and all that kind of stuff. But they're not really in your buy box, but I can send them to you if you know somebody that might be interested in them. There's probably, 17 or so in this whole portfolio. He sent a bunch of MOs on it.
Are they all over or are they in one location?
Mostly in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know.
So,
I got a lot of buyers in Arizona.
I'm just so damn nosy.
Our operator we're bringing on is in Arizona, and she's a rock star. She runs 30 parks right now for 2 owners, and
no kidding.
The numbers she's shown us. We sifted through a handful of operators. We had about 5 potentials. There was an actual property management in Tennessee. But he done multifamily. He didn't really had any RV parks. I was like, man, I don't want this dude cutting his teeth on my park. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He was hungry but driven, but nah. And then we had another gal who didn't work out, but this gal that we're working with and her husband is also a heavy equipment operator. So he can go out and run and manage, any improvements. I was like, dude, they're rock stars and they live in, thanks, Christina. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, reach out.
Thank you so much.
Anyone here too, reach out to us if you need. Bye. if you need more guidance or you got some leads, because we want to actually look at parks that might work for other people too. And I'll probably get like a landing page or maybe a Google form even.
Yeah, I was looking for parks earlier today and I saw I doubt they're in the community, but they're just WeBuyRVParks.com. It's this little family who travels around the US and they're like, sell me your RV park. So we
Nice.
could probably do something that simple.
Guys, did you get some value tonight? Give me a one in the chat if you got some value and you've got a good, clear, concise kind of direction to go, especially for us, right?
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. If you don't have any more questions, we're going to keep doing RV Park Zoom. So invite your friends. If anyone you know is looking for RV parks or you've got capital partners, people who want to partner with other people buying, please let us know. I would love to work with you, work with them. And we're going to do some more Zooms. Not sure what we're going to do next week, but we might go over other stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out by this weekend.
Yeah, and then I would say if you guys come across like an anomaly or something that's just you're really racking your brain and you can't figure out how to make it work, we can use it as a case study.
Sure.
We can try and figure out what some of the numbers could be for it to be a good deal, or why maybe there is just no reviving the park. So I'm happy to dig into those
Yes,
things
Tammy,
too.
thank you. Appreciate you. Guys, awesome. Oh, did you want to give them our email or not yet? The email?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to throw
Sorry,
them in there
before we
really
end
quick.
it, sorry guys.
For anybody that doesn't have our email,
just please don't send us just junk. We have an RV park email that we created
please
so
come
we don't
specifically
lose deals. We were
to-
getting so many coming in. We just created an email just for the RV parks.
Yeah.
It's really simple. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick. RV park at texasbnh.com. That's all it is. RV park at texasbnh.com.
Please don't sell my information.
There it is. All right. Oh yeah, the parks, and you know what? Yeah, that's fine. We'll look into that. It's gonna be a lot of work. I don't know how you're gonna do that. It's over 200 parks.
I didn't have anything for my VA to do tomorrow.
We'll know pretty quickly though if you send it. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Have the VA do it. Perfect. That's a great job for the VA. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you guys
All right,
so
Rick.
much.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to seeing you next week.